Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we are having a look at Kingdom Come Deliverance and asking the question of, is Kingdom Come Deliverance worth it? Is it worth the $60 asking price on release? And the answer is yes. It's easily yes. But if you're curious as to why that is the case, well, I will be more than happy to show you with this video. Now, I have, of course, had a little bit of difficulty getting this video recorded right. I've actually had to switch the speakers I'm using because it wouldn't normally pick up. So I'm actually using the actual standard speakers, actual ordinary speakers rather than headphones on this, and having it play through the microphone here, along with, well, hearing me speak. So hopefully, from what I've tested, hopefully the audio isn't too bad. But it is something to be aware of with having a look at my particular video. In any case, let's have a look here. First of all, I'm going to actually, you know what? I'll first head in here anyways. But first of all, let's talk about what Kingdom Come Deliverance actually is. It is actually a historical medieval RPG. Not a fantasy RPG, but a historical one. So you are actually, it is actually set in 1403 Bohemia. Essentially a few decades prior to the Hussite Wars, which were a series of crusades by Catholic Christians against, well, Hussites were essentially proto-Protestants, well, before Protestantism really became a thing. In any case, we'll go ahead and clean ourselves off in this trough here because our clothes are actually dirty. That is actually a thing, by the way, in the game. Your clothes will get dirty, your weapons will get bloodied, and people will actually react to that. And there's some interesting examples of this. I've seen people, for instance, react to seeing my sword bloody in a way like... Here's a good example for you. I was playing the... I was going, for instance, doing... Oh, we have a wayfarer here. So, I know who this guy is. This is a knight that I've actually been get into duels with a little bit. We're going to leave him
before, haven't we?
Actually, you know what? Even though I'll probably lose, or he's actually going to just leave us alone, I guess. So that'll be perfectly fine. The knight there's a pretty good guy, but he will raffle stomp you, and he does it because he's in it for the good old-fashioned glory. He'll get into duels with you. He won't kill you, but he will take a good chunk of your health away if you lose, and chances are you will because he's kitted out in full plate armor, whereas I still have mostly mail armor with padding underneath. This game, however... Ooh. So let's see what this is. Carcass on the road. So we found a dead body. Somewhere. Looks like it's a dead deer. So it's not apparently just people that you can find dead on the road. And, okay, deer meat. Awesome. And a lot of deer meat.
What are you up to, poacher?
That's interesting.
I wasn't hunting. That carcass was already lying there when I came. Why, you still have the bow you shot the poor wretch with?
Let's go with these are dangerous times since my stats are higher on that.
This? I have this for defense. These days you can't even leave the village without a weapon. Well, you're right there. These are troubled times. All right. I suppose you're not the guilty one after all. I'm glad you saw sense.
This is a good example of the sort of thing I'm talking about.
And what exactly were you doing here, anyway? What are you getting at?
You know what? Let's go ahead and just accuse him.
You're carrying the murder weapon. You won't prove it's the murder weapon, but I'll prove I know how to use it.
Okay.
I could drag you off to Rattay myself and let the bailiff decide. All right, then. I did it. I needed food. The humans burned us out. The brigands took everything. Everything. You don't have to tell anyone, you know? And you won't regret it.
You know what? I might as well go ahead and accept pay from him. Where? We got 25 groschen out of that. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, see what I mean though? That's the sort of thing. He noticed I had a bow and then he tried to lay it on me, even though he was clearly the guilty one. That's the sort of thing I'm talking about right there. And I love how this game just demonstrated that pretty well on its own there. I've never seen that particular situation play out. So, and I've been playing this game for about 16 hours. So that's kind of interesting. Anyways, we ended up here at Talmberg because it's actually closer to where we're going to be heading anyways. And it's actually going to be a bandit camp of Hungarian mercenaries, which are essentially the bad guys in this game. So we'll go ahead and hunt out some of these mercenary bandits and deal with them. I'm pretty sure I've got the marker set where it needs to be. No, I don't. We'll go ahead and take care of that right now. Okay, simple enough. But yeah, this game actually nails a lot of things right, I would argue. And it does things quite differently in certain ways. It's still an open world roleplay game. So in that respect, it is similar to Skyrim or Oblivion, and that, well, like I said, it's an open world roleplay game. It's also similar in that, just like those games, there are a few bugs. For instance, bushes and whatnot in this game kind of get treated as, well, what's this guy here doing?
Good man, may I disturb you for a moment?
Okay, we'll find out what this guy wants. Faint-hearted knight. This guy's gonna probably challenge us to a duel.
It's about this. I challenge you to a duel, sir.
What?
This is funny.
You heard? Don't try to wriggle out of it. Let's get to it.
I'm damned if you know what you're after. But since you're so keen on challenging me, let's do it.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Okay, this will be interesting. But we don't have to kill the guy, and we'll just pull out the sword here, get the armor out. This is a good way, ooh, ouch, to test to show the combat skill in the game. Although, for whatever reason, I don't have my sword equipped. Let's go fix that right now. Or my shield, sorry.
I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you.
I'm sure you will, guy. That looked like it actually hurt. That one too. I think we actually did lower his health. This game actually, the way it works is that you do damage their stamina before you actually do damage their health, but the armor will, of course, have a big role in. The armor will actually have a big role in. We did a perfect riposte there. But sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. The armor actually has an impact on how your blows are calculated and all that, because it actually calculates if it's a hit and if it bounces off, or if it's a good solid hit. Stabs are obviously better if they hit an area, and looks like we actually caused bleeding on this guy. And we've got him down to half health, so he should hopefully be surrendering relatively quickly. We'll actually let him go.
I can't go back home like this.
Well, you actually...
If only I were as handy with a sword as with a spinning wheel.
Well, alright, so that fight was pretty much over, but that does show the combat system in a nutshell. But it is actually a lot of fun. It does get pretty difficult, though, when you're talking about dealing with multiple guys at once. So we'll go head out after that bandit camp. And while we're on the route, actually, let's have a quick pause here to have a look at some of the stats and show you how this game's different in the stats and all that. So you do actually have only 4 main stats, which are strength, agility, vitality, speech, and you also get specialized perks for each of them, which you spend perk points on after you reach a certain point, like every few levels or whatnot. And then, yeah, these will allow you to specialize your character. But you also have other lesser skills, like combat skills like this, and you also have, well, other skills in general. And some of the skills that are in here are, for instance, a drinking skill. Yes, and by the way, you level up these skills by using them. So if you want to improve your drinking skill, you just go to the tavern, buy a few beers, or just drink a few bottles of wine to become a better drunk. And if you want, you can even specialize what kind of drunk you want to play as in the game. For instance, since I keep finding wine bottles on the enemies I kill, I decide to go with a wine bibber perk. Also, your character, since he's the son of a blacksmith, starts off as illiterate. So if you try to actually read any books or signposts, it'll actually show the words as anagrams, where all the letters will be there, and it's the same number of letters, but they're randomly arranged on that word. Now, to level up that skill, let's start heading back while we talk about this. You actually have to go see a scribe and ask him to teach you how to read for money and all that, which he will do after a few days and all that. Unfortunately, you do have to try to decipher certain anagram, or decipher what certain books are about. The first one is simple enough because it's in your native language. So, for instance, since my native language is English, the book itself is in English. However, the second book is going to be in Latin. So not only do you have to deal with anagrams, you have to deal with anagrams in Latin. Oh wait, this isn't quite the quest I was after. That's part of the main quest. Okay, don't worry, we'll just head back to Talmberg, or actually, we'll head to Usut, since it's slightly closer to there. And we will simply just hopefully get a random encounter on the way there, and that'll fix the problem. Does not look like we're getting a random encounter, though, but we are, however, almost to Usvit, so not really an issue either way. We just have to travel back a little bit. This game, now, the way we're going to deal with these bandits, there's a few options for us. You can go fighting their head-on, which I might end up doing. And like I said, there's a few bugs in this game, so trying to ride through the bushes there. Bushes can be a bit of an obstacle in the game, but anyways, back to what I was saying. So we could fight them head-on. Might not be the most advised route. Depends on the skill of these bandits that we're going up against, but since they're professional mercenaries, could be an issue. Alternatively, you could wait until nightfall, and if you have poisons, you can just slip some poisons into their food, which lowers their health, makes them, if not outright kills them, makes them one-hit kills and that sort of thing. Alternatively, we could just simply sneak up, and since I do have some stealth, since I do have a few levels in stealth, I could simply sneak up, knock out a few of them while they're sleeping, even the odds a bit, and then just after I finish off their friends, I finish them off while they're still knocked out. Easy enough to do. I think I'm probably going to go in ahead with bow and arrow and just pick off a few of them with the bow and arrow or lower their health or something. I am going to try sneaking in. By the way, the armor that you are wearing, it does impact the stealth. For instance, since I'm wearing mail armor, it's going to be pretty easy for them to hear me because the chainmail making a lot of noise. Okay, it looks like we actually went outside of the search zone a little bit there, so we'll go head back. This camp cannot be that far. I might as actually go ahead and... That looks like it actually might be up there. Yeah, that's definitely looking like a tent. So that's most likely where they are. Now, since these guys are Hungarians, and since I'm Czech, they're actually going to be speaking a different language from me. There's one of them. And my archery, and my... I'm a terrible aim with these archery in the game, unfortunately, but... This guy's out on his alone right now, so we can go ahead and take him out. Oh, archer in the distance. It looks like it's an archer. Ooh. No, it's not. It's bad news. It's another guy with a sword. And it's looking like it's the leader, too. That's terrible news. Okay. Ow. I'm getting ganged up here, which is pretty bad. Okay, so I'm in a position to go ahead and... Come here, you. Okay, Okay, so he got a little bit of health loss there from... Ouch! Okay, so it looks like we've been able to do reasonably well so far, it looks like. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, now we got an archer shooting at us, which is even better! Okay, we got... Looks like his little friend is trying to get up onto the side of us again. We'll go ahead and deal with him. And yeah, like I said, you can climb up trees or bushes like that, which is a little bit of a bug, but... Okay, so he's surrendering, which makes it a 2-on-1 fight, and one of them's an archer at close range. So we actually... I think we actually are in a bit of an advantage right now. Or at least we're not in a terrible spot. We upgraded our strength, good news. Come here. Ow! Might as well go kill this archer real quick. There, now he's not going to bother me for the rest of the fight. You can, of course, dodge. You can repost if you time your blocks perfectly. We've leveled up our warfare. Awesome. Ouch. Oh, God, the archer's still alive. By getting... he actually shot his own guy! Okay, so the AI, like I've said, is not perfect, but it can actually offer up a surprisingly meaty challenge, especially with heavily armored guys like this that actually have some decent skills. And that was a repost right there. Ouch. I definitely need to deal with that archer again. And he's dead. I just about got him. It looks like he's... Ouch! He's dead. And we've leveled up. Let's see what we've got here. Cumin ear. Good. Let's see. Mask. There we go. More money, although surprisingly very little money. Okay, so let's see what kind of sword he had. Hungarian saber. Okay. And what else? I want to find out where the archer was. Now, I do actually have a perk where looting bandits and whatnot gives me more money. But it doesn't really help me if I don't know where the bandits are anymore. Plus, I only got... here's one of them. Okay, so this guy had an axe on him. I love how this guy actually had more money on him by a large degree than his leader did. But we got him too. There's got to be more than just 3 bandits there in that camp. So we'll go ahead and see what kind of food we've got here. Go ahead and eat some of this dried meat, which will increase our nourishment skill. And it'll also allow us to heal a little bit. We'll also take this marigold decoction here, which I think also helps get you drunk a little bit. But it's also a healing potion of sorts. Heal minor wounds, basically, is what it is. Or a light healing potion, anyways. But yeah, as you can tell, when you lose health, you also lose your max stamina. You can't actually raise your max health in this game. You can, however, of course, raise your max stamina, though. So that is pretty good. But it turns out there is another bandit here. So we'll go ahead and deal with this guy while he's still napping, if we can get to him in time. Yeah, there was a few issues with this game, like I said, but it is an indie game. Pull out the knife. And there we go. Simple enough. Now let's see what he had on him. A pretzel. Nice. Okay, so it does look like the bandit leader was able to make off with all of his... Look, another... This guy's still asleep. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's wake him up with a bit of acupuncture. Or he's dead now. Okay, well that works. Better hunting arrows, good. Russian, good. Awesome. We'll eat from this pot here. And yeah, I think that is pretty much quest complete as far as this is concerned. So this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.